He seems to be shifting them all over to one side.
Okay. Excuse me.
He turns and says, "Hello, young lady."
Can I trouble you for a moment?
Of course. What's up?
I was just wondering.
He sort of twists his head and looks at you, eyes you up and down, and went, "Yeah, you're not here for the expedition. What's up?"
Oh no. I was just after some information. Young man called Simon. I understand.
Simon?
Yes. I understand he's recently been found.
Oh, wonderful news. Where did they find him?
Did they mention where?
Just on the edge of the forest.
I'll just say on the outskirts of the forest.
He was always a tough lad, making his own way back.
Is it common for people to get lost in the forest?
Well, we have accidents, but we try and keep it down to a minimum.
Is there a standard practice for avoiding the coronas in the forest?
We have our... Yes. Why are you asking this?
I just wondered, because corona, if he'd have passed through it and lived, then that would have been big news, but,
No, of course not. No one's done that since Sir Chronicle the Fourth.
Well, yeah, I'm just inquiring on behalf of the church, trying to get... Just in case.
Don't worry, we know the procedure. We'll let him know if something amazing happens and he wiggles his hands next to his head.
Ah, yes. Well, that's very good of you. I was just also wondering, whereabouts was he patrolling when he first went missing?
Well, as per the usual route, we were taken through the middle of the grounds to have a look for the dead timber. And then he looks at you and goes, "It's like, but what? That's my job. Who are you?"
I'm Gabrielle Est. What? How do they say it? I've forgotten it again.
So
Elfast.
Elfast. That's it. Gabrielle Fast.
Right. You family of that crazed kook over there.
Sorry, what?
He asked you if you were family of the crazed kook.
I'm just like, what did you call me? No, I'm joking. Crazed kook.
Hey, Elfast. She's a crazy lady.
Oh, not family, no. But she's a doctor, and one of our friends was unwell, so I'm actually working at the bar at the moment.
Right. So that again. Why are you here?
Oh, I'm just
I've got no time for this, and you messing me around. So off you go. And
okay.
I will. He just turns back and sees one of his men slip with a log, and he starts shouting at them, telling them to watch out.
Yeah,
Any breakages come out of their pay.
I'll say thanks for your time. Is there some kind of office or something around here, like a place where you keep records?
No.
Okay, it's just all in his head and
Mostly, yeah.
schedule. Okay. In that case, I would leave with the plan to fetch Dion.
Who's on his way?
No, Dion is not on his way, but that is fine.
Well, he
I'm
will
on the
be
way
on
to the
his way.
church.
You're on the
You
way
can
to
speak
Oh,
to me at any
Dion.
point in
Hang on,
time.
I got confused. I thought I was Dion. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I know. That's why I laughed.
You
It's like,
wish.
going for Dion? Okay,
Exactly. I have use of Dion.
Beware, the world is ending. Okay, Solomon, you see Blaze leaving a large warehouse building.
If I see him, I'll wave.
She waves
Yep.
at you.
I'll wave back. Is that where that? What's his name? Oh damn it! I've already forgotten it.
Bran.
Blondin, Blonde, Blan,
Bran.
Bran.
Bran. As in bran
B-R-A-A.
flakes.
Yes, thank you.
Fine. Is that where
It's
Bran is?
ironic because he sounds very unhealthy.
No, that's just me trying to do funny voices. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
I
that's
just meant 4 foot
like-
wide.
his little muscle.
It is all muscle.
Sorry, Blaze.
Yep.
Is that where Bran is?
Yeah, he's in there. He's not being too talkative, so I was gonna fetch Dion and see if we could just figure out what I need to know.
Well, I'm going to volunteer to go and join his little party,
that's a
so
good idea.
I might be able to get something out of him at some point, but at the same time, we need money more than we need information right now.
Yeah, I'm just basically trying to find out if this Simon guy had been near the complex when he went missing.
Okay, well, go about your things.
Okay, I suppose I'll meet you at the bar later?
I will either be there or in the forest, but if I go in the forest, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Alright. Solomon, you head up to the warehouse, and as I said, you see this huge monstrosity of a man standing there shouting at some people. And there's about 3-4 other guys in the warehouse moving large logs of timber.
Good morning, sir.
He kind of goes, "What now? Hey, what?" No, he goes, "Hey, what's up?"
I was hoping for a job, sir.
Really? Scrawny little runt like you.
Really? Am I scrawny?
Compared to him, yes, but compared to him, everyone's scrawny. He looks you up and down and he says, "I guess you'll do. We're leaving about noon." So
Fine. I don't have my own axe.
you don't have your own axe.
It got
my
stolen.
God.
It got stolen out in the by one of those nasty lizard dragon things.
The Kimidos. Aye.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go see Eleanor and tell him I sent you and that you need an axe, and it'll come out of your pay.
Understood.
Right. Off we go. As I said, meet back here at noon. There'll be the 6 of us,
I'll be back. Thank you.
and you head off.
Cool.
Gareth, you make your way to a large building that looks kind of churchy. Doesn't have any stained glass windows, so it's not obvious, but there do seem to be some sort of religious connotations to it. There is a piece of metalwork over the gate with 7 stars over it.
Okay. Is the door closed or open?
Yeah, the doors are closed.
Okay,
They're large doors, but
I will rap on the door.
you rap on the door, and it creaks open, and you see a small young girl peer out, and she says, "Hello."
Hello, young lady. Is this the church?
Yes, this is the Church of the 7 Stars.
Do you know when the service begins?
The main service is on Saturday, and there's one tonight for all the people that have been missing. Who are you?
My name is Dion. I'm a humble traveller.
Hello, Dion. My name's Samantha.
Hello, Samantha. It's nice to have an intelligent conversation for once.
She kind of creeps out from behind the door and offers you a little daisy.
I take it and I tuck it into my tunic.
She smiles.
Is the priest or the father here?
Pastor Lennon, or Principal Lennon, is preparing for his sermon tonight.
Would he be allowed to be disturbed, or does he like to be on his own?
I'll go check. And she dashes into the church.
Did she leave the door open?
Yes, the door has been left open.
I will wander inside. I won't do anything overt. I'll just...
Yep, you step in, and there is a doorway just onto your left as you step in, which seems to lead up to what looks like a belfry. And in front of you is 2 rows of pews, surrounded on the outside by large columns, and there are 7. There's 3 up either side, and then a central column at the far end, in front of which is a large altar, and there are 2 more doors at the far back on either side of the altar.
Are there any statues or religious iconography or anything like that apart from the stars?
It just seems to be the number 7, and very symbolic star symbols. There is a tapestry on the far wall denoting the Great Corona and the seven stars dotted across above it, with light shining down from them.
Is there anything I'd recognise from any of the books I've read, or?
Not really. When you have a look, do you go up and have a closer look at the tapestry?
Yes, I'll
If you spend the time and you actually go up and have a look at the tapestry, you can see the stars don't actually look like stars in this. They look like the space stations that are orbiting the planet.
Okay, and the corona's not emanating from them.
You can't quite tell from the tapestry because it's two-dimensional, but the light that seems to be shining down from the tapestry does seem to connect to the corona.
Okay.
But you're not sure if they're two separate icons on the same image or if they are one.
Okay. And is there any books, religious books or anything like that?
So on the altar there was a large textbook, or a large book of text.
But that's the only one?
Yes.
Okay, I wouldn't go anywhere near that. I would just amuse myself by strolling around and looking thoughtfully at all the different pictures. And
before long, one of the side door on the left, as you're looking down from the main door, opens, and Samantha steps out, followed by a man wearing glasses, which seems odd, and a black coat, effectively, and he seems to be bald, but he looks to be in about his late 40s. And he turns and says, "Greetings, my fellow."
I will greet him back and kind of walk over to his area.
Someone else dreamed
and I'll thank him for giving me his time.
He says, "Well, anything for one of the children. How can I help you?"
I would just say I am new to the town. I've been told you were a scholar, and just wondered if he could give me any information about the area and his role here.
He says, "Certainly. Please come into my office." And he turns around, or he steps to the side and offers you in, and you can see a very plush desk with two very nicely furnished chairs and a bookcase filled with scrolls.
Okay.
And you sit down and have a nice chat with him. Solomon, you make your way over to the blacksmith's. It's quite easy to find. It's the only building with black billowing smoke coming out of it. And you get there quite easily, and you see a squat man about 4'6", standing over a fire, hammering away at what looks like an axe head.
What was his name? Sorry. I'm having a real day for names, apparently.
You have a notepad. His name is Eleanor.
I shall start writing things down.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Ching.
Ching. He doesn't pause for a second, but he does acknowledge you.
Yeah, I've got Bran written down.
Okay.
I have a terrible tale to tell of my axe left embedded in the body of one of the nasty little lizard beasts which infest your forests. Unfortunately, I know it is a true sign of... It could be seen as a sign of weakness. I was attempting to save my friends, and my axe was lost to the forest. Bran has asked me to come and speak to you about getting a new axe. I know this is not a small thing.
As he's striking away at the axe, he lifts up his left hand and points over to the far wall. And if you turn to look, there's an array of axes all lined up on there. And he
My goodness,
turns back and keeps striking away at the axe head he's working on.
I've been told that you will be paid for the axe out of my wages as I earn them. So, is it all right if I take one in order to aid the town?
He just grunts at you and carries on striking.
Okay, so I take it from this that he's not interested in a story. He just wants to work.
He has his quota of axe heads to fulfill, and he is working away at them. And yes, he seems very unwilling to converse while he is working.
Fair enough. Must do. Okay, fine. In that case, I'll go and I'll take one bow to him and then head back out. I'll probably try and weigh up one of the. Are they all much of a muchness?
You can tell that there seems to be ones that are of better quality than others. The binding seems to be sharper, and there seems to be a couple that have these weird, well, what you know is rivets through them. But they look like they are trial pieces rather than anything else. But you obviously know rivets are stronger than bindings.
Okay. I'll basically take what I consider to be the best of the axes. I mean, I've got a sword at my side.
Yeah.
But this is about being able to cut down a tree. So.
Yeah. Okay. So you keep your sword with you.
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere without my sword.
Okay.
No one said anything about leaving it behind, so cool. Fine. I'll fashion myself something to hang the axe from my belt, and then I'll rejoin the group.
Cool. You do that. Dion, you get some interesting information about the local area and its history. Nothing that you seem to think is overly useful. But relevant, not relevant, but interesting nonetheless. But he does start to ask you where you're from.
I would say, unfortunately, my history is slightly cloudy. I'm travelling to find this information myself.
He looks slightly confused. Are you suffering from an ailment?
Yes, I've been speaking to your local doctor, and they're helping with my ills.
Faust. She is an odd one. She worships but does not come to church. Very strange.
She has been very kind. I would then kind of question him if there is work in this town for those that do not do all of their lifting with their hands. That use the mind as the
offer. He says, not really. For that sort, you probably want to go to one of the colleges in Greystone. This is a very simple place.
Okay.
You're not getting out of it that easily, Dion.
I would then ask him where I need to get an axe.
He says, you can always pick up an axe at Eleanor's. Well, he says Eleanor's the finest axe crafter in these lands, and he'd recommend talking to him about it.
I'll then thank him for his time.
He bids you adieu and says he hopes to see you at the sermon tonight, if you're not on the expedition.
I would say if I'm at town, I will come to the service, which I do actually plan to do. So if I'm still in town, can you assume that I'm doing that?
Of course.
Lovely.
Okay.
I'll then head towards the blacksmith.
Yeah, you head to the blacksmith, and you're met by the same squat, grumpy man hammering away at an axe head. In fact, the same one.
Takes a while.
Cables are in the wall.
I'll go in and I'll flood him with words. I'll be, good evening, sir. I'm after somewhat of a tool for felling trees.
Again, he lifts his left hand, points to the far wall, and then goes back to what he's doing.
I will pick the one with the nicest grain in the wood.
Okay, you do that. And you grab yourself an axe handle, or an axe with a head and haft, and there you go.
But it'd be good to know if it works for next time.
I'll then speak to. I'll whisper to Solomon on the comm dot out of sight and ask him where he is.
Are you within 10 meters of me at this moment in time?
Oh, it needs to be 10 meters.
We're literally down to about 10 meters where they actually work. They're pretty shit.
I will head back to the doctor's.
Okay, you head back to the doctor's.
Almost dragging the axe behind me.
You get some really dirty looks if you do that.
You did say almost.
Yeah.
Yes, struggling with it is what I'm trying to suggest.
Okay, right, yep, sure. Yep, you make your way back to Elfhouse. Solomon, was that where you were heading, or were you heading back to Bran?
No, I was heading back to Bran.
Okay, you head back to Bran. Blaze, after your meet up with Bran and Solomon, where did you want to head off to? You're obviously not expected to start work for a while.
Well, I was going to try and find Dion, but I'm not sure now because Solomon's just said how he would try and get information.
You should know. You should still go your own way about getting information. Don't assume that I'm going to get anywhere.
Okay. In that case, I will try and find Dion.
Okay. As luck would have it, you catch sight of Dion hefting a giant axe. Well, it's not a giant axe; it's actually just a regular hand axe, but he seems to be struggling with it nonetheless. Through one of the side streets.
Right. Where'd you get the axe?
They don't appreciate the mind here, Blaze.
They also don't appreciate dancing, apparently.
Well, apparently no. Yeah, they're a bit Philistines, aren't they, really? But, you know, they seem nice enough. But if you would like to use your mind, I may have a small job for you. Chance to show off.
Is it worth a mead?
Yeah, sure.
No problem. How can I help you?
Well, there's this guy called Bran, and he's not very forthcoming with information, and I thought maybe you could use your special skills, quotes, to find out.
What do you need to know?
The guy Simon, I just wanted to know what part of the forest he was patrolling when he went missing 2 weeks ago.
Okay, no problem. Where do I need to go?
I'll
You give him directions.
Yeah, I could basically go with him, but I'll just stay out of sight.
Okay. Yep, so Gareth, Dion, you make your way to a large warehouse on the western side of the city. And,
as you get closer, you'll start to hear my whistling coming over the comm, because I'm just tunelessly whistling to myself while I'm waiting for this to start.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go, act natural, Solomon.
Okay, I will.
You can actually hear me roll my eyes.
It's like
it's a bit dry. I will stroll in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you stroll in. As I said, you see this large built man giving orders to some others. Actually, no. At this point, you see him pick up a large tree trunk on his own and start carrying it to the other side of the warehouse.
Cool.
Bloody hell. Excuse me, sir.
He puts it down, huffs, turns, and says...
That's how I started it.
Looks you up and down and... What?
Good day, sir. I am helping. I'm doing some. I'm assisting the doctor. We have a gentleman called Simon.
Yes, I've already been told by his friends, daughters, whatever her name was. Why?
Also, it appears he has dropped some of his personal possessions on his way back to the medical care. Yeah. We have said that we can go and look for where they are, but unfortunately we don't know where he was working.
And you didn't ask him?
Well, he's passed out now, I'm afraid. So he's had a rather traumatic experience by the looks of it.
Okay. Well, I mean, the expedition's heading down that way again today. If you want to join with, I guess. But I can't imagine it'd still be there. Whatever it is, lost.
Which way is it? Just out of curiosity.
South into the trees. Why?
Again, if I do come with you, I'd like to leave message with Simon, just so he knows his possessions are being looked for.
Right.
How much space is available on your workforce?
Well, as many people as can lift an axe. Well, and you, by the looks of things.
Oh, how very droll, sir.
What?
Over the comm dot,
What did you call me?
Over the comm dot, you'll just hear Blaze go.
I would say, okay. I can swing an axe.
Solomon would move in at this moment and just sort of like he'd just kind of wander over, and he'd say, "Dion, keep him busy."
Solomon. Yes, I've just actually procured us some jobs, so you're not going to be useless today.
Thank you, sir.
I'll then nod at Bran and say, "What time are we due to start?"
He looks back at the logs and says, "Well, if you help me move those, we'll get started quicker."
What about if I don't help you? What time would that be?
I'll help.
He turns back to the logs and says, "When I finish moving them."
I'll move in and start helping, although I don't imagine I can lift quite as much as he can.
No, but you get some help from some of the other people that are on the expedition, and then you start hefting the logs over.
Okay, I'll keep myself about, and I'll be moving the twigs and stuff that break off, but trying to look busy whenever he looks over.
You fail miserably at such activity, but, well, at looking busy, you move the twigs. They're not hard. And yeah, before in a short order, you're all done, and he gathers you around and says, "Everyone, grab your packs." And there's 4 rucksacks or bags with straps off at one side of the wall. The 3 guys that were already on the expedition grab one each, and he picks up the other one and throws it at Dion and says, "Here, new guy, make yourself useful."
So, sorry, just to interrupt.
So I'll just freeze for a second, but carry on.
I was just going to say, so the south was where the complex was.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys are heading.
Well, they're heading into the forest. The forest/jungle is to the south of Arola.
Okay.
It's plains to the north, and it's plains in the other 3 directions. Yeah. There's a couple of mountains that you can see way off in the distance to the north, and there's the main road heads east and west around the outside of the forest.
Okay, I'll tell the others over the comm dot then to just be careful while they're out there, and keep an eye out for whatever injured Simon.
I'll just.
I'm just going to mutter over the comm dot. We already know what happened.
Okay. Do we actually know what happened? Because I don't. Sorry, I might have missed that.
Oh, well, okay. Solomon's making the massive jump that the people that were captured over time. He's basically.
Oh, he got taken.
He might have gotten taken, but he broke out when the other guy broke out.
Okay.
So he's not actually dead like the others are, but he was experimented on.
Okay, that's cool.
That's what Solomon's made the massive jump to assumption, and I'm quite happy that if I'm wrong, but that's just
It's a valid assumption.
Makes sense. Okay, with that I'll head back to the bar.
Okay. Amy, you are typing away. Can you give me a computer plus intellect roll, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! All your semicolons and everything.
Yeah, get in.
You start typing away. You're sat there going, "This is easier than you think it is, or easier than you remember it being."
That's always a trap.
Any monkey could code.
Yeah,
Shut up, you.
it's true. You can. And quite very you do. Anyway, going back to Dion, you have a bag being launched at your face.
I'm going to look at it on the floor, and then I'm going to look at Solomon like... does he expect me to...
I was going to say that I was going to try and grab it out of the air as it flies towards him.
If you'd like to try, just give me a dex roll.
Okay.
I'll find it in a bit.
Pow.
Yep, you manage to sling your arm through one of the straps as it flies through the air, and it sort of just swings round, and you put your other arm through. So it was perfectly natural to do it that way.
That was amazing!
And then I'll pick my own packet.
No, so there was only 4. The other 3 guys took it, and the last one got thrown at Dion.
Okay.
Don't be stressed.
I will attempt to put it on my back, but I'm sure it's very heavy.
No, so Solomon's
I've got it.
staring at it.
Oh, so you're carrying mine as well. Fair enough.
No, there is only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just that.
Okay, you guys all head off out the south gate and
Also-
into the forest.
I think
Dun dun dun. Give me a second, guys. I will be right back.
what's wrong, man? Grumpy.
It's so hard to sing when I can hear myself.
Because you started and then you slowed down ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, I'm never going to sing as a round. It's just not physically possible for me.
Not listening to me.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so you guys head off and you travel for the rest of the day. It's getting quite late, and you've just got to a large clearing within the trees, and you hear.
I'm hyper alert.
Yeah.
I'm like super.
found-
Everyone, no, everybody's just gonna be like, calm down, dude. It's fine.
Jumping at every shadow and cricket in the trees. And in that case, when Bran shouts, you literally jump out of your skin. And he shouts, "All right, lads, pitch 'em!" And the guys carrying the bags unsling them. And what were 2 large sticks and 4 large sticks and a large canvas sheet, and you see the 3 guys that are carrying them unsling them and start pitching the large sticks into the ground, where it's nice and firm. They use the butts of their axes to hammer the poles into the ground, and the canvas sheets spread across in between them. I'm guessing, Solomon, you follow
I've done this
suit?
sort of thing before,
Yeah.
so
You just follow what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they pitch up the large tents, or not tents, but large canopies, and they unpack some food from the backs as well, and start sharing lunch and tales around the last time they were expeditioning. And they're particularly interested in the 2 of you.
I have no intention of speaking. I'm literally. I'll eat a little bit, but I'm constantly just roving around, watching the tree line.
Okay.
So I'll leave the
And
talking to Dion.
Yeah, I will spin the story that I'm a traveller. I'm lost, and I'm not sure about my past. I've been being treated by the doctor, but I have lots of memories of the world, well, parts of the world, but can't put them all together. So I'd ask questions about what they've done and what they've seen out here.
Mm-hmm. They tell you of some of the few animals that rove here, and the very peaceful giant sloths are quite a native phenomenon. They haven't seen one in a while. They're probably being slaughtered off, but it's such a shame.
They're just
I'll ask
sleeping.
about
They just sleep.
any myths and legends of the place, if anyone, any weird disappearances or happenings. And I'll also ask more about the Doctor.
Okay, yep. They tell you that there've been a couple of people going missing, particularly patrolmen, but that can be just animals, and is a unfortunate hazard. Nothing new, well, nothing, no weird legends or anything like that. They also tell you that Alphas has been here since any of them were children. Most of these seem like they're 18 to 20-year-olds, quite young, except for Bran, who doesn't really say anything but is watching Solomon.
I'll read Bran's thoughts.
Okay. You don't get any resistance at all, and he seems to just be interested in why Solomon's so alert. He says, even new people aren't normally this edgy. But he's just watching them. He's not saying anything or doing anything about it. But you guys are... so it rolls around to about 6 o'clock. Sky starts getting brighter, and the corona passes overhead. You see
what do they do about the corona?
They are just lying down, almost going to sleep or dozing off underneath the canvas.
So they just trust in the canvas to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I know how sick he was up until if they turn off, then Dion could just pass out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens. I'll basically try and cover Dion with like some extra sacking. It might look a little bit.
Dion, Solomon attempts to like cover you with like a bag.
Again, is this before the corona's hit? Because I'd be asleep.
Before.
I'd probably wouldn't wake up.
So I mean, they're not sleeping; they're just lying on their backs, dozing.
If it's in the morning, I'd be asleep.
No, so this is 6 o'clock at night.
This is
before they pitch the tents up at about 5ish. The canvas is up at 5, and they're just lying down. You ate dinner or a meal, and they're just lying around waiting.
Okay, I imagine I'd say something like, that's me with a sacking over my mouth.
I'm not like literally holding it down over you. I've literally just dumped a pile of sacking on top of you, and I'm just kind of sat next to you. You can crawl out from under it if you want.
I'd feel like it's not that cold.
It's not. It's really hot.
Just keep it on for a few minutes.
They smell.
Yeah.
Have you not got any clean ones?
No.
Okay, the ground starts to shake at this point, and you can see the bright light coming off from the distance. Do you do anything else, or is you just going to wait for it to pass now?
Are we in the tent?
You are underneath the canvas.
The canvas is more just like a canvas roof. The sides are all open, kind of thing.
Okay, I will just shout across. Is this tent going to protect us?
They look at you and they're like, yeah. It's been blessed by the holy priests.
I just heard this
laugh.
That's them laughing, or is that you laughing?
That was Ben. So I'm just asking you, does Solomon?
Oh, okay.
No, I'm too on edge at the moment. Solomon's too focused on other things to laugh, but
okay.
Yeah. Let's not start any international incidents.
Not today.
I will try and say, may the 7 protectors.
That you see them all touch all 5 fingers to their forehead and then 2 to their lips.
I will mimic this gesture.
Oh, look at you getting all folksy.
I will then stare at Dion stare at Solomon until he does it. I will glare at him.
Glare all you want. I'm busy. I'm looking around. I'm so on edge right now.
Um, okay, can you roll me a intelligence roll, please, Solomon?
Solomon is really quite smart at times, but sometimes doesn't do what's smart. Intelligence roll.
Yes.
Oh!
You see what looks like a human stumble through some of the bushes just to your south, just to the south of you, as you're looking around on edge. You see the silhouette of a human stumbling forward, and the coronas passing up behind you.
Okay, weapons out, but staying down underneath. I want to watch and see what happens as the corona hits it.
Okay. You draw your sword and your axe, and everybody kind of like looks at you, and they look around, quite trying to find whatever it is that has fired you up. And Bran shouts something, but he shouts it just as the corona hits, and you can't hear it through the rumble and the shake of the light. And the corona passes overhead, and you see the hand, the light pass over the top and touches the body of the person, and you can see the skin, the light touches his hand as it's stretched forward, and you see it start roasting the skin. Smoke starts billowing up off him, and he crumples down onto his knees as it passes overhead, and the skin starts to literally melt off him, and he collapses to the ground. Or the body collapses to the ground, and the corona passes overhead, and it just lies there.
The moment that the corona's passed, I'm up and towards it, and just yeah, I feel safe at the moment because okay, am I metagaming that I know that the corona turns off our No, that is something that we know. That's something that we've worked out. Okay, fine. I couldn't remember if it was something that we worked out or whether this was something that I had just...
No.
Okay.
Well, anything that you guys think of, your characters are more than valid to think of the same thing.
Okay.
Whether that turns out to be true or not...
Well, no. Okay, fair enough.
That was scary.
Cool, alright.
You should have seen the big black
Fine,
evil
so I'm
eyes.
over there and I'm
It's
basically
like a
standing
shark.
over it with my weapons trained on it, and I'm basically scanning everywhere else, but mostly keeping my eyes on it.
Yep. It doesn't seem to be moving at all.
Is it just a burned mess?
It looks like a burned corpse, shriveled up, blackened, carbon all over it. The ground around it looks black, except
But only the soot from him.
Only the soot from him is covering the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. So the plants are unaffected, but he's been burned.
Bran runs over behind you and shouts, "What's going on?" And then he sees the body and does the holy symbol of the seven and says, "Another one's been caught by the holy wrath, guys."
Okay.
I will ask if he recognises him.
the charred body.
He looks
Or
down and went, "No."
if he recognised him, because he saw him beforehand.
No, he
No,
didn't.
he
The only
saw
person
me
who did
see
was
him.
Solomon.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be like, I saw him walking through the up until the corona hit.
Why didn't you shout out to him?
I did.
Aye. Oh, okay. Well, it must have been the I need another name for the seven. The wish of the seven. And he just turns back
Constellation.
and heads back. Yeah.
Should we bury him?
The animals will have him soon.
Okay. I'll rejoin the others. And are we camping here for the night?
He tells them to pack up and to move forward.
Okay.
There's still light. You travel for another hour or so, and then set them back up and pitch up bed rolls, etc.
I go over to Bran and I seem like really, really agitated and worried. I'm just like, Bran,
Hey,
how do you keep the lizards from breaking into your encampment?
lizards? Oh, you mean the canidos? They only attack if you got food cooking.
Damn it. And there's me being all on edge all this way.
You were scared of the Knidos?
Well, yeah. They took my axe and, like, most of our stuff.
Well, yeah.
I didn't realise that cooking was what... Oh, do you know what? I feel like such a fool. I do apologise for if I've been getting you on edge at all. That's...
Well, that explains a lot. No problem.